please.
Okay, it's recording. So I think I'm just going to go over what I use, and then we'll just kind of all jump in with apps and things that everybody thinks is working for them and what's not working for them, stuff to avoid, that kind of thing. If that sounds okay.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess I've been a coach for almost 3 years. I've been 3 years in April now. So I've been trying to get back on track and back with everything. So I think I'm just going to show you what I use for apps and stuff, but go over how I post first, I guess. I post as my life kind of happens. So if something happens and I post about it, hello, everybody else. We're recording, so everyone can talk whenever. Yeah, so I just post as life happens. And when you're busy and you're always on the go, as long as I find if I post on normal every 3 hours, I try to while I'm awake. And awake could be anywhere from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. and asleep could be anywhere from 9 p.m. to 12. I seem to get a lot of interaction on my latest post. So the later my late post is, the more interaction I get on it. So if I post something at, say, 11:30 at night and I tag local things, I find like I get a lot of, I don't know how to say it, but like a lot of likes or a lot of hearts or whatever it's on. I get that late at night, and then that same post will get about the same amount in the morning for all the early birds that kind of are up and on the go. And the other week, Sarah said something about quotes and stuff in the morning, so I've been kind of testing that a little bit and doing that as my late night post. So then it also becomes my early morning post, kind of like on the flip side if I'm not up super early. So that seems to make a difference for me. And I post on Instagram and Facebook. I usually use a lot of the same content, and I flip it back and forth. Same with my like page, which isn't getting a whole lot lately, but then about a week ago, I got like 50 people liking my page just randomly out of nowhere. So I don't know if that's from like hashtags or from my Instagram or whatever. So I've been just getting hooked up. Yeah, so I guess that's it. And about like how I post, and it's kind of random. It's all over the place. I need to post more food stuff. Hi, Carrie's person. I love it. Yeah, so that's about it. And I've been using a lot of screenshot stuff too. So if I see like Sean's post that I really love, and I'm like, oh my God, I love that post. My kids do that all the time. Then I'll like screenshot it. And then later when my kids do that exact same thing, I'll take little things out of it that I like, copy it, but kind of like refilter the info to kind of get the same message that I liked about her post across, kind of thing. If, I don't know, I don't follow a lot of big coaches because I cannot model that life. But people that I know and that are like down to earth, kind of normal, I guess, I can relate to that, and that's what attracts me to them, and that's what we're looking for, right? Attraction marketing. We want to kind of reflect what we like, because that's our tribe, are the people that are like us and connect with that kind of thing. So that's what we want to connect with. So I kind of broke it down into what I'm posting, as in where I'm posting, which is Instagram and Facebook. What I'm posting is just life. And that's really how I do it. If I work out that day, I post about it. If I don't work out that day, then that's a post. If I got hurt the other week, so I've been posting about that and talking about getting back from that. And then just kind of like life as it happens, and life is busy and crazy and hectic. And the more crazy and hectic and busy it is, the more people like it. Just because that's, I think, normal. So I post a lot on my stories, and I do the same thing. It's just literally random stuff that pops into my head, which is kind of scary at times. But then it's just random stuff. I work a lot, so if I have a chance to post 3 or 4 things on my stories, I throw them up there. So it's nice because people can run through your stories any time of the day, and when they start clicking, then they can see everything. And I've been getting more content and stuff as I'm posting areas and venues and when I'm out and all that kind of thing. So I think locations are key with Instagram with me, with everybody else. I know a lot of people say that, but, and when I'm somewhere different or close to somewhere different, I'll post that. As long as it's not somewhere, you know, PG-13. It's where we keep it. I was like this is so not even related, but I was like at a McDonald's with the kids playing in the play place like not that long ago, and like the area that come up where I was a strip club, and I'm like, oh, you imagine if I put that there with a picture of my kids at McDonald's? Like, be so funny. So don't click the first one. Just don't do it, because that's not good. But, and then getting back to like the things you're posting about, like going back to those 5 things that we always talk about that are you, that are not Beachbody, that are not all that kind of stuff, keeping that list somewhere close, whether it's in your phone or as your backdrop on your phone or your screensaver on your phone, so that when you flick it open, you say, oh, well, I don't do much of that anymore. So, hey, how about I swap it out with this? Or how about I just add this to it and make it 6 things and kind of add that in too. And I don't know if everyone's done the avatar thing, but I have my avatar all the time, and I keep her in my computer. And if I get lost on posting, then I try to go back to find her, because she's me before Beachbody. That's what we want, right? We want those people, the pre-people. So your avatar carries like who you were before you found Beachbody. So things you liked, things you did, how you felt about yourself, how you felt about others, how, you know, how you think the world sees you, and vice versa, right? Because that changes as your mindset changes, and as, you know, you're introduced to new people that maybe you wouldn't be introduced to before. It's like when you're in a small high school and your best friends are these people because you're in a group of like 15 people in your class. So all the girls stick together and they're best friends. But then you go to university where there's thousands and thousands of people. And then you have this brand new world of people to choose from because you have things in common. So it's that same kind of thing of branching out and finding out who you are and people that are like you, because that's what you're posting to. Those are the people that you want to attract, or people like you. People that are maybe attracted to somebody else would not be attracted to you, but then back and forth, right? As somebody that really likes mightn't like my posts, or somebody that likes my post mightn't like her posts. So I don't know if does that describe it, maybe? No. Okay. Anybody can talk whenever. I'm not even like joking.
I think the only other thing with the avatar that I think of, because it can sound so similar to just like the 5 things that represent you, but like really listing out who you were before Beachbody and what it has done, like health and fitness wise, what has it done coaching wise, and what does that person even look like? Like Googling a picture, like I could like say Carrie Underwood is my avatar person. Like we look alike, we act alike, whatever. So that's the other part too that I think of when I think of the avatar.
Anybody else? I hate the chat because I can't see everybody when I bring it up. Sorry. So I guess the other things that I've been kind of using now are the polls, and not just in Instagram, in Facebook too. I don't find that I get as much interaction on my Instagram stories polls, but when I do a Facebook one, it like blows up. Like I get hundreds of like replies to it. I don't know if that's just where I'm popping up in people's news feeds or what that is, or if I'm not maybe hashtagging the right thing or whatever on there. But the more I interact that way, it seems to help. Yep. And
where do you do your poll at on Facebook?
I have to do it on my computer. I can't do it from my phone.
Okay. And are you doing that on like your public page or in groups?
Yeah, in my public page.
I have not done that or seen that feature.
No?
No, but I'm not on my computer as much anymore working as I am my phone.
You know where your live is on your phone? Like you can kind of scroll down. I don't have live on my computer, but I have live on my phone. So I don't know if it's like they're testing out different things on different platforms. I don't know if they can actually do that, but.
Okay. Interesting. I'll check it out. Thank you.
Sure. But that seems to be working, and asking questions and those kind of things always get people coming to your page. And the same with if you have like those 10 people that you're like, oh my God, you so need to sign up. You so need to be on my page. Then message them and then put a random poll about something you know that all those 10 people, maybe it's not Beachbody related, will like, and it's going to show up in their newsfeed. And then your next post can be about your program or how you're feeling or something to do with Beachbody, and then they will see that too. So you can almost like set up, if you think about your posting and how you're setting certain things up, you can almost go back and like those 10 people you really want on your team, set them up. Don't trick them, but like, you know, put the idea in their mind. If you get, and it doesn't, and if you start with 2 people, like start small if you want. But I've been trying to do it a little bit, and I'm getting a lot of interaction with coaching that way. Like if I do like a mom post that I know all these people have like kids under 3, and it's something about that, or something about Emmett just got tubes in his ears. And if I know like 2 or 3 moms that I want on my team that have tubes in their ear, I'll message them. The next day I'll put the post up. And then the next post on my page will be something to do with Beachbody. And exactly, it's just those really algorithms sometimes that if we can manipulate them enough, we can get them to work for us. But that's been really working for me. I don't know if anybody else has kind of found that, but maybe I haven't gotten anybody signed up from it, but I've got the conversation starting, and that's like half the battle, I guess. So I think the other thing I was going to say was some of the apps that I use and that I keep on my phone. So I use all my different apps for different things. I've been using a lot of like whatever the Instagram filters are, whatever like the things that are on Instagram, I usually use those a lot. But if I'm doing an event invite, I use a app called Enlight. So I don't know. Can you see my phone or no? No. Shit. I mean, shoot. I mean, yeah, don't listen to me. Can you see that? No. Holy shit, that isn't going to work. Okay, I'm going to stop cursing now. And
can you just spell it out?
Yeah, it's ENLIGHT. And it's an app you can use for anything. Like if you want to take your face and put it on a ninja's body, you can go in there and do it. Or if you want to like mix 2 pictures together, or if you want to make what is the one that you use, Annie? I can't remember what it's called. It's like on your computer. To do like your backgrounds for your.
Oh, PicMonkey?
Yeah.
Or Canva?
Both of them. I don't know. I just don't work well, I think, on either one of those 2. I find them hard to get around. So I find with this, it's literally like Photoshop, and I can put whatever I want on it and cut them and paste them and just make them I can make them circled, or I can like just fade the edges or whatever you want to do. Or if you just want this can of hydrate in the middle of your picture, then you can put it there, and it doesn't matter what it is. I don't know. It's nice. I like that. That's one of my favorite apps that I've been using for a long, long time. And I don't really use a whole lot of other ones that aren't on Instagram anymore. But somebody asked how I did my videos and like pictures and stuff for my workout. I literally take my camera on my iPhone. I have a 7 Plus. And I set it up and I hit record. And when I'm done, I go through it and I screenshot pictures, and then I can edit it and like just take little clips out of it. And that's how I do it. And it just saves. Sometimes you can put it all together. There's an app I used to use all the time called the Pick Play Post. Everyone, I think, pretty much has used. A lot of people have used that app, and it's easy to put those little edited pictures in, those edited videos, in, and you can just take parts out of whatever you want. Additional what, Carrie? You can unmute.
Like, it's only letting us put in 2 different options for like questions on the poll. So are you able on yours to like put in like 4 or 5? It's just
kind of like the same as the Instagram story one.
Where it's like yes and no. Okay.
But even that, after you've messaged someone, it pops right up in there. I tried it with my mom's. That's how I found out. I hacked into her Facebook and was like, I'm going to message you, and then I'm going to do this and see what happens. I don't know. I don't know if that helps or if it works or anything, but.
With Enlight, do you do the free one or the paid one, Lacey? Do you remember?
I have the paid one.
You have the paid one.
Yeah, I started with the free one, and I just really liked it. And it wasn't like a renewal thing like some of them are or anything like that. Right. It was, I think, $4.99 or whatever. And I've had it for 2 years at least. Yep. But you can like pick out your setup too. Like, so if you have like, you want an all black background, I just save like a black thing from Google and I put it in, and then on my black background I can put whatever I want on top of it, and you can use the text and everything from there. You can use like
awesome,
and it's in Tools and it's called Mixer. So whatever your picture is in the background is like your base. So then if you want to pick a picture of Stephanie and you want to put just her face in the middle of the page and it's all black behind her, you can like erase her body.
Cool. You know what I mean? So it's like PicMonkey but on your phone, Annie, which is so convenient for you, especially.
Yeah, I do everything from my phone now.
And so many coaches do. I mean, I'm on my computer a lot, but I know a lot of my coaches that aren't. So thank you, Lacey. I'll share that with you.
It's worth the $4.99.
I already bought it. I just clicked it.
I got thumbprint.
But if you spend a little bit of time playing with it, it doesn't take any time to use it.
I'm not happy with you right now because you're making me spend money while we're on the team call.
It's like Amazon Prime.
It is. It's gone.
And you know what? I don't promote anything and I don't buy apps ever.
Well, if it's good, it must be good then.
The only bought app on my phone, and I'm not even joking.
So I have a question. Okay. With this whole Facebook poll on your on your public page, how do you know who selected? Is it like when you do it in a Facebook group where it shows who has said yes and no?
No, it doesn't even tell you who says yes and no. It doesn't tell you anything. It just tells you
don't know who.
Percentage.
Okay, so you don't know who has participated. Okay.
Nope.
So a tip that I got, I shared it on our team page. It's Melanie's podcast that she added yesterday or today, but she did one all about Instagram. And something that she said with those polls that I haven't been doing, and I'm like, that is such a good tip. And I know we're always as coaches like trying to find a way to find people to talk to, or just who should I talk to today? When you do those polls like on Instagram, you can actually go in and see who answered yes or no. And then those are people you can communicate with. Like just send them a message and be like, hey, like I saw your answer on my poll. And it can be like tonight I did one about guacamole because I don't like it. And I know a lot of people do. So I can go back. I know, Sean, we're not friends anymore with a lot of people.
I don't even.
Done. Success partnership broken right there.
I always give you mine.
It's true.
But you can go in and message those people, and then even when you do like the poll about are you interested in joining my next group, yes or heck yes, you can go and message the people who actually answered and be like, hey, I saw you're interested, can I send you more information, or what are your health goals, or however you start your conversations. Those polls are a great place to get conversations going.
And if you can't message them right away, you can screenshot it on your phone.
Right.
Back to it.
And I was going to say, I asked last week about Taco Tuesday, if people do Taco Tuesday, and I had like over 40 people. And then if you hashtag something weird on it, like dinner ideas or something that's like a popular hashtag, I had people I don't know answering my poll that they wanted to tell me they do Taco Tuesday. But then I started messaging them, and some of the people were people that I have good conversations going with. And I don't message a lot of people lately. You know what I mean? So targeting down who I talk to is so big. So yeah, that's a good tip, Annie.
I think too, something that I haven't done that because for a lot of us who work from our phones a lot, I have an iPhone. And something that I've started doing with Ainsley, because my pictures, oh my gosh, I have to scroll back forever to find stuff and whatnot. But something I want to start doing that will make it a lot easier is making folders like on your phone. So I've started, like Lacey said, taking, the reason I say this is I started taking like the screenshots, like Lacey said, of like even Insta stories that I see coaches doing. I'm like, that's such a great idea. I want to do that at some point. I'll take a screenshot and I'll make a folder on my phone that's like ideas, or if I have transformations I want to share, I'll put that in a folder on my phone and just right away save it into a folder. So I don't have to go scrolling back through my photos like 3 weeks back. There's like 1,000 photos to find the one thing that I want. I can like go right into that folder to find what I need. Saves time.
Who else? Kristen, you got anything? I can pick on you.
Well, since you called on me, do you make any like special trips as far as like in like comments sections? Like, do you utilize that a lot or not so much? Like as far as like on Facebook or Instagram?
I've been starting to go through like my Instagram feed every night and message and commenting on 10 pictures of people. Okay. I don't know what it's doing, but just starting somewhere. Because I don't comment on anything. And I am bad for that. Unless it's other coaches and I have to stop that. So
I find I more message people from their stories versus commenting on their photos. And that's a poll that I've even seen that you guys can do, is ask people, do they look more at people's stories or their feeds? Mm-hmm. Like, what do you go to first, your stories or your feeds? And what I'm seeing is most people go to their stories first. So that was going to be something that I was going to talk, that I had like what I've been doing, because I don't have a lot of time and I'm not great, I feel, I guess I need more confidence in it, at creating posts, because my hands are always full, I'm tired, whatever it may be. Like, we're all pretty much moms, I believe. So like we all feel that way, like whether you're working full time or whatever, like you might not have time to post every 3 hours like Lacey said. We're all at different points in our life. So for me, I'm finding if I just post once or twice a day and do a more quality post that I know people are going to get something of, but stay consistent on my stories, people are going to see me in my real life and just how crazy it can be sometimes.
People love crazy.
Not like, what's that?
People love crazy.
Yeah. And they get to see more of your personality and stuff. And it doesn't have to be super polished. It's just like, here it is, guys. Here's the real and the raw, like Lacey was talking about.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think you've been doing kind of that too, like where it's more like just a couple good posts a day. And
I was getting so stressed out about what to post, when to post, all that crap, that I didn't even want to post. And then I actually got to the point where I wasn't posting. And so now I just have fun with it. I post when I feel something. And if I don't feel something, I don't post. If I want to share a funny story, I do. And it seems to be more authentic and people seem to be liking it more. But what I was going to say is, I was telling Carrie tonight, maybe some of you guys know this, but in Instagram, I'll go in and I'll pre-type posts up. So a lot of times in the morning after I do my workout, I'm super inspired and motivated. I don't know if you guys feel like that after your workout, but you feel like you can crush the world. Well, not every day, but I usually have a story from it to share. But sometimes I don't want to post it at 10 in the morning. You know what I mean? When everyone's at work and no one's going to see it. So I go in, edit the picture in Instagram, type up the post, and then when you hit OK and back, it just says, do you want to save a draft? And then I save it. And then I hop on at 8:45, 9 o'clock at night when I'm spending time with my husband. I hit post and I already have my hashtags on there and everything. And so sometimes also for you with low on time, sometimes like if you could type up, if you're feeling super inspired one morning and you have a whole bunch of pictures you can use, type up a bunch of posts with the pictures. And then on a Wednesday night like tonight, when you're busy and you think, I don't feel inspired to post anything, then you go in there and I click through the pictures and I'm like, okay, this sounds good tonight. And I click on it and I hit post. And so, you know, not every day are we going to feel motivating and inspiring and awesome, but we can give something to people even on those days if we type it up on an inspiring day. Does that make sense? So you guys can pre-type up stuff, or on Facebook you can schedule posts, right? Is that right, Annie? I post stuff from Instagram to my like page. Annie taught me that. Did you guys already talk about that?
No.
So if you go into Instagram, you can connect it to your business page, your like page, or your personal page. And then when you post it on Instagram, it automatically posts it to your like page. So then I'm not double working myself. not trying to come up with content, but at the same time, I'm touching different groups of people, because there's certain people that follow my like page or are on Facebook that aren't on Instagram and vice versa. So I don't know, that was a huge tip from Annie that has made this so much less stressful for me. So this Instagram part. Yeah, it's made Instagram not stressful. It doesn't feel like extra work.
And I have a completely different type of following on Facebook than I do Instagram. So I'm reaching completely different people. And from most people that I talk to and coaches I follow and have listened to their trainings, they do too. And I just wanted to tell you, Sean, Lacey, I don't know if you've read the notes, the comments. She was like saying like hallelujah when you said that you don't always have post ideas and stuff. She like raised her hands like, yes. So I thought that was funny.
I'm super boring, by the way. Like,
I just take care of a baby.
I work out, and I have my kids. That's it. Like, I don't do anything else.
I'm in my vehicle like all day. I drive kids around all day. I'm like, what is exciting about this? But I'm trying to relate to people who are in the car driving their kids around all day. So that that boredom sometimes connects to people too, I find. So
yeah.
So Lauren wants to know how to link your business page to your Instagram. I believe it's been so long, so I don't know if anybody's done it recently. I'm trying to look on my Instagram. I know I did it from my Instagram.
You go to Instagram and then you go to your profile one. And then I think there's a little star like on your main page.
It's like your options.
Or a sun. Maybe it's a sun.
It's like an option.
Little circle thingy. And then I think you go to, oh God, hopefully I'm in the right place. Linked accounts.
Yes.
Under settings. I just did this with Carrie last week. That's the only reason I know. Me and Carrie were on the phone last week. And then you can go to Facebook and link it. And then when you go to post, it'll ask you, do you want to post? And you have to slide it. Like when you're on the post page, it'll ask, do you want to post to your like page? And you just slide it to the right and boom. I'm done with Facebook too tonight.
And your stories too.
Oh, and your stories too. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do that. That's a good idea.
You can link your stories.
Oh, you can link your stories from your Insta stories. Yes, I've never done that, but that is something else you could do. It's a good idea, actually.
I think that's kind of all I got, guys. I think the only other thing I was thinking of was I heard it on a few calls one time that your first 9 pictures on your Instagram are what people judge your page from. So those 9 pictures should always have a transformation in them.
Okay.
You, whether it's someone else, whether it's
Good tip.
or anything, to have kind of those 5 things should be in those 9 posts. I don't know if that helps, but
no.
When I look at my page and I don't know what I'm going to post and I'm boring and I have those, I don't know what to do. I look at those 9 pictures and say, okay, what isn't there? Are my kids in those 9 pictures? No, they're not. Well, guess what my next post is going to be? Is there a transformation in those 9 pictures? Well, no. Well, if I haven't posted here, I'll probably do it to Facebook, right? So you can kind of mix and match those kind of things.
They just added a new thing on Instagram that my friend just did, that you can actually add hashtag icons, and then it like bundles it, almost like what you were talking about with Pinterest. It bundles all of those pictures that you've hashtagged into like its own Insta story.
I have to look at that one.
Pat sent me an article tonight. I don't remember what it was about, but he said you can even hashtag a name tag, scanning ads, hashtag links to profiles. So you can actually so I'll send that to Annie so she can post it in her team page too. But they're putting hashtags everywhere now. Like you're going to be able to find people in so many different ways on Instagram. They're trying to make it as easy as possible, I think.
Well, I think too, like what Lauren is saying, like is some people will have like their own hashtag that they've created. Like, so you can go and search like hashtags. Like I could hashtag like Annie Schaefer Grace and see if anybody else has used that. And then if not, I could like every single post I do use that hashtag. And so whenever somebody goes to that hashtag, they'll see everything. Is that kind of what it is? Oh, those are the highlights. The highlights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my friend's using it to highlight her new book, but then also her hobbies. So.
Yeah, I did the highlights too. So then when you do the hashtags, how does that work with it? So that it's just always...
It just automatically goes into its own thing. Like if you don't have to put it in there, it automatically gets put in there once you use the hashtag. She teaches me all my cool things about Instagram. It's crazy.
Anybody else got anything? Everyone's really quiet.
Can you hear me? I think I'm unmuted. Okay. This was a training. I don't think it was done by anybody in Beachbody or a Beachbody coach, but it was an Instagram training I was watching one day. And the main thing I got from it, being that Instagram is a very picture-based social media, it's very visual. And so she gave a few tips in regards to your profile and the pictures you're using, because a lot of people might catch maybe one of your posts or one of your stories, and then they go to click on your profile and it's going to be very visual first. They're not going to see your content in regards to your text first. They're going to see your pictures. And so, Lacey was just saying about the first 9 photos being what they catch and making sure that you have a transformation in there somewhere. This training went a little bit further than that. And I know we've talked about branding ourselves in the past. It's been, I think, months since we've really talked about this training, Sean. I think you and Annie might remember it. But it was the branding in regards to our coaching talked about picking like a color palette that defines you and picking like a text style that defines you so that you're not kind of crazy and all over the place in regards to the colors you might be using or the text of the scripts that you're using on your images and stuff. But this one took it a little bit farther and said that even the filters you're starting to use and the images you're using, it shouldn't just be a bunch of splattered selfies all over your Instagram. I'm sure we've come across Instagram profiles of people where it's just selfie after selfie after selfie after selfie, and that's not the content that people find attractive and that people are drawn to. So I've really been trying to, on a minimal basis, because obviously it's not a greater portion of our coaching, but on a minimal basis, I tried to find a filter that I liked, and I have been sticking with that same filter every time I post a picture. And I've been trying to find more variety in the pictures that I'm posting too. So we may post about our workouts, but instead of posting a picture of ourselves in the same position every time, posting what equipment we're using, or posting our tracking sheets, or posting our water bottle, or, more variety around our workouts, more variety around, our planners that we use, our Tupperware for our meal planning, our grocery cart, like just more of a variety in our content, in our images than the same old thing over and over again, because that's what our people are going to be drawn to. Instagram, if you are using that, is a very visual, image-based social media versus a text-based. So you got to draw them in with the pictures and the appearance of your profile first, and then they start clicking into the content further.
Well, and I was going to say, I read an article where they rated Instagram pages, and they said if you go to someone's Instagram page and it's like crazy different filters and all kinds of different things, there's something in your brain that snaps and you want to run. Most people do. But if they go and it's like a very consistent like theme and like kind of, and I'm not talking about the same picture, but like Stephanie said, variety, but using the same filter and the same type of look and the same type of text, you've almost branded, like you said, branded yourself on an Instagram page, and it's consistent and people want to be there then. It almost feels like homey.
sometimes too, they were saying like, you know how the order you post your pictures in, they line up a certain way on your profile. They were like, create a pattern, come up with a pattern so that if you are posting quotes or recipe images or things like that, they're falling in the same column, or you're doing like a checkered pattern. Sometimes it's as simple too, if you are going to post motivational and inspirational quotes, I'm the type of person, I love quotes, but sometimes it's to the point where take those few extra minutes, take a quote that you found on Google or that you came across or that you came across that you liked, that might not match your text and your color scheme, and create that image with the text that matches your text and your color scheme, so that when you put it in your profile, it aligns with everything else, and it's that appearance that people are going to catch with their eye.
Cool. So much.
I used to do that. I used to do like, see how you see all the black with the, and then the pictures?
Yeah.
And then someone told me to stop.
What happened?
Someone told me to stop like using patterns, and because you want to keep people guessing. I know it's so crazy how you can read different things and different things happen. And
I think it was like 6 months ago where I think we watched the same training, Lacey, where they said it's not to stop. I know we're going to get cut off. It's not just the pattern, but that people wanted pictures and not just quotes.
Yeah.
Right.
That the pictures weren't doing anything anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that, can we end with that on social media? You guys are going to hear a million things, a million different people. Don't let it overwhelm you to the point that you don't post. So if you heard something on here tonight and you're like in one ear, out the other right now, that's cool. Take the stuff that you think you're going to have fun with and you're going to enjoy, and you'll like social media again. Because I hated it. Right, Annie? I hated it 6 months ago. I wanted to quit. And now I love it again because it's fun. So have fun with it.
Make it fun.
Make it fun. Have fun with it. People will feel that. They'll feel if you're having fun or if you hate it. Trust me. Time to do my post.
Less than a minute.
Thank you, Lacey.
Lacey.
I miss your face and your swearing.
Oh, and I booked my ticket for Summit.